If your ink's too slow and your nib won't flow, here's one of the places that you can go. Larry is here to see you through with Mr. Announcer and Cubby too. It's Larry's Fountain Pen Reviews.
Hey, welcome, folks. It's been a good, 12, 14 days, but going to try to come back for a little bit. So, first time in a while. And I thought I'd bring Mike back on because Mike has a lot of things that he wants to share with you. And I think you might be interested in seeing him. And first of all, thanks everybody for your prayers and all the kind words and support you give me. Yeah, it's been a rough road, and just to give you a heads up, it's going to be a while before I get full strength. So I'm not sure how many of these I am able to do. I get tired very quickly, so I'm going to have to play by ear. So with that said, Mr. Mike, welcome back to the show, and take it away, buddy.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for having me back on. And of course, I'll speak for everybody. It is certainly I'm glad to see your smiling face again. See you back on Zoom again. You've been sorely missed, but I'm glad to see you're back home again. And hopefully you're going to be on the mend. And our prayers have been with you. And I'm glad to see you back. I hope, again, as I've said before, I hope to spend a fair amount of time, joining and being with you for a while yet. So hang in there. Yeah. Take care of yourself. Okay. Anyway, so let's see. I don't know if you've gotten around to it. I did mail you something.
I know. Torture. Incredible torture. Yes, he does that intentionally.
Yes, I do that once in a while, just to be.
I could be in ICU and he'll do it anyway. He doesn't care.
You were in ICU, I think, when I sent it to you. Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
No, but it's, I figured it's going to arrive. You will get out and you'll have a chance to get to all these things. It's not like
yes.
It's over or anything like that. But yes. I did make a pen that was rather unusual for me. It is that football pen.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have it here that I haven't opened up yet.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm sure you have some serious mail to open up yet. You've got a big pile.
Yeah. But and to all the people that have sent me stuff for review, hey, I haven't forgot you. I'm going to get to you. And that's all I can say.
Okay. And meanwhile, I've been off. Let's see, I had done. That was the most recent thing I had done. And then now I've returned to a project I was working on. I have a collection of pens I'm working on that are all going to be pens with clips. And they're from a variety of people's materials. I've kind of branched out a little bit. I've got pens made with, that are in the process of being made that, of course, I'm still using some materials from the Pensmiths. I'm using material from Carolina Pen Company, from Jonathan Brooks and his daughter. He was very generous and did a recent distribution of pen materials. And so I've got a whole new set of materials from him to work with. I'm looking forward to getting into those. There's a lot of things to work on. I've got things from Turnt Pen Company, Divine Island Design, and Diamond Cast. So I've got a bunch of materials, a big variety in this. I had ordered a lot of materials and I thought a great deal of restraint instead of my usual, usually I'll do like 3 pens at a time or 6 pens at a time. This time I did a dozen pens at a time. I just couldn't decide which material I could leave out. And I still left a lot of materials out. So I've been kind of digesting that. I'm in the final stages of those pens now. So it won't be too long to see some new ones.
A dozen is better than 6, right? Right.
Well, it takes twice as long to do a dozen.
So you're having fun.
Oh, but it is fun. I'm having a lot of fun with the pens. Let's see. I'll just grab one here just to give you. I know it's not much to look at, when they're in this stage because they have not been polished, they have not been shaped. But I'll show you what it looks like. This is a diamond cast one. This is a let's see what they call it. They call it black cherry. It's a red with diamond particles, and I don't know if you can quite see it. This is the section. I haven't made it into the section shape, but it's all threaded and everything's mechanically done. And likewise the pen. So this is what they all look like. They're all, you know, squared off and blockish. They haven't been tapered yet, and they haven't been tapered on this end. And right here is where the clip will go. These two pieces thread apart and the clip will fit in there. So they're all in this kind of state. They haven't been polished yet, so I'm kind of showing you kind of the rough cuts of all these things. And this is the diamond cast one. You can kind of see it on this piece here, kind of sparkly, you know. It's somewhat polished on the cap end piece. But so I've got like a dozen pens in this state. So they're very close to being finished. I just need to do the final shaping and then the polishing, and then they will be pens. So I'm very close to being showing new pens. So this is always an exciting point. I've just finished all the mechanics of, you know, putting in the threads and all the various shapes inside that make the pen work. Now I'm just doing the cosmetics on the outside. So this will be a lot of fun. And I will be, Larry will be the first one to see them all. As I finish them up, I'll be sending you pictures, Larry, and I would like you to pick out a couple at least that you would like to review. And I know you have a big backlog right now. I know you're busy, but I'd like you to pick out a couple of them and take a look at them. I know I could just box them all up and send them. That'd be the easiest thing.
That would be best, yeah. But don't expect them back in a hurry.
Oh, no. I don't expect to see them back in a hurry at all.
That would be the wrong thing to do.
No, I will have the other, 10 pens for people to look at. So other people will get a shot at the other 10. So there'll be plenty of pens for everybody.
Good. So, all right. So we're in the stage of making pens.
Right.
And what kind of material are you using?
Well, it's a variety. I mean, like I said, this is the diamond cast.
Okay.
I think most of these people use alumilite as their base material.
Right.
And the biggest thing that they change is, of course, they do their own, they put their own pigments and their own dyes into the material. And of course, some of them have their own style, their own proprietary ways of mixing the colors together to get the kind of effects in the blank as well. So, it's exciting to look at all these. What?
You have any ebonite coming out?
Well, after I finished, that was my next plan. After I finish these, I want to, I did kind of show not very much discipline, shall we say. I got some ebonite in, and I suspended all these. These were all, they weren't quite this far along, but I was working on these. I just kind of shoved them aside and did those 5 ebonite pens, about a month ago. And I finished those. Now I'm back on these. And when I finish these, I have some ebonite from Miko from Japan. It's a brand new kind of ebonite for me anyway. And so I've got
done anything with that yet, right?
It's still those 1 meter long rods. I still have them. I think each one will do, I estimate maybe about 5 or 6 pens, depending on how things go. So my next project after these pens finish is to lop, a pen off of each of those and make a pen just to see what the material looks like. Because like a lot of things, when you look at the outside of materials, especially the ebonite, it's very hard to tell what it's going to look like when you turn it. They all look like black things. There's not much to them from the outside. So, and I know there's swirls of colors in there. So I'm looking forward to that. So lots of bright things. I also have, of course, I guess I'll be mean again. I still have these these rods. Remember that I talked about the ebonite that arrived? Well, among it was I restocked the red and black ebonite. Yes. And I know you and I have some things to talk about there.
Yeah, those are killers. Those are definitely a killer.
Every time I've made one of these, the red and black one always just sells right away. So I'm going to make a couple more out of this material. This is, I believe this is a German. I bought it through an intermediary, so I'm not sure exactly who made it, but I believe it's a German material. So we will see. But I'll make some more of these. So
Okay.
I've got several blanks. I will make some more of the black and red ebonite, but I want to go hit that Japanese ebonite next.
Oh yeah, I
Nico.
can't wait to see the outcome of that
Yeah,
one.
it's like, and like I say, I also got just today, actually, I just posted on Instagram, I just got a pile of blanks from Jonathan Brooks. So he is a very hard person to get blanks from. He's just so popular, you know. His primary manipulation, some of those other blanks, they're almost, every time I go to his site, it always just says out of stock, out of stock,
Yeah.
out of stock, out of stock. And if you go to his site right now, I think there's a couple of them that are actually in stock. He was very generous, and he did a big block. He did a big restocking and announced he was going to do this big restocking. And I managed to get in that shark feed at the beginning. And I think some of them must have sold out in 5 minutes, but I mean, it was a shark feed. I was grabbing blanks and trying to buy them, and people, it was one of those commerce sites. It's not his fault, but the commerce site is, until you actually have paid for it, it doesn't actually stay on your cart, right? I'm sure you've seen that before. You get into these really tough things that are high demand. You put it in your cart and you start to check out, and when you get to the end, it says, "Oh, your cart is empty. Too bad." But I managed to get a nice collection of blanks from him. Like I say, they just arrived this afternoon. So like I said, I've got another big pile of very beautiful blanks to work on. So I'm busy. I'm going to be busy for quite a while.
So how much does a regular pen would cost somebody? They say, "Mike, I want to order a pen," and you would say, "Fine." And how much is it? With the nib,
my regular pens with a steel nib. Yeah, with a steel nib, and just a regular pen. I price all of them at $150. All right, and then I just do adders. If you want a clip, it's another $20. And if you want a gold nib, it's going to be whatever the price of that gold nib is. I don't have any whatever. It'll be just whatever the price, the cost is. If I order it for you, of course, they can always just put their own nibs in if they want to. But the regular steel nibs, and again, I know I've mentioned this before. All the steel nibs now that I sell, all the nibs I sell are all tuned nibs now. So I used to just I would buy a stock of nibs, whatever I usually do Bach and Yovo, right? And I would buy them and I would hand pick them. I would go through, you'd ask for a fine nib, and I'd try it and go, that one's a little scratchy. And I'd pick the best one out of my pile of fine nibs. Well, now I basically now have them all tuned. So, and it's, no additional cost. It's $150 still for every pen. And that includes a tuned nib. So I'm kind of cheating on that regard, because it's really, the difference is really nice. I mean, I know we've all experienced it. You get a nice nib and it's really nice. And then you go buy another pen, and I'm not trying to mention any names or blame anybody, but you buy a pen, even for big name pens, some of them just aren't that good on their quality control. And when you're cranking out pens by the hundreds or thousands, it's easy for a clinker to slide through. And so here I'm basically going through, and I'm going to send them off to have each one individually tuned. So I try them before, I test them before I leave. So I think my chances are pretty good that when you get a pen from me, it's going to write really well right off the bat, which is important to me. I like the pens to work well. That's what I want. I want a pen that works well, whether it's a $20 pen or a $2,000 pen. I want it to work really well. So,
by chance, do you have those pens around with that you send me a picture of?
Which pens are those?
You had a roll of pens, remember?
I have so many. I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
You sent me a picture earlier.
The ones I'm working on right now? Oh, yeah. In fact, I held one up just a moment ago. But yeah, I've got a bunch of them here. Here, I'll just, oops. They're kind of laying around in pieces because I was in the midst of.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I was in the midst of working on them when you called to set this up. This was a pretty ad lib Zoom call, by the way, folks. So, but here's some of them that I'm working on, and they're in that same state. They're cut into the right shape, and all the internals are done. Like, it has a place for the nib to thread in, and this would be the barrel. This would be the cap. These two pieces here, the clip will fit in between these two. And so the section with thread in here. So here's a bunch of them. You know, they're all in the same state. They're not that great to look at yet because they're not polished. Right now, they're all just kind of machined. All right. And so they're not much to look at now, but they are going to be very pretty pens. All of them.
Pretty.
I showed you a picture. Well, I sent you a picture earlier just to give you an idea what things look like, and you can see they're just gorgeous pens. These are all going to be beautiful.
I was going to look at that one.
Yeah, they're all going to be beautiful. I know. What was it? Here. I know this one had kind of caught your eye. This is a red and black one again. I know you like red and black, so here's a black and red and black. Man. And again, it hasn't even been shaped or polished yet, but you can already see its potential. It's going to be a very pretty pen. You know,
yeah, I don't think that's going anywhere. Yeah.
You think that might be one of the ones you're going to want to grab first? Huh? Okay, that's fair. Yeah. And here I do have one of them that I have from Jonathan Brooks. Actually, this is his daughter poured this one. It's called Say My Name, and it's a green and purple. It's intended to be sort of a spooky kind of pen in terms of the colors.
Yeah, I want to see that when that's done.
Yeah, when it's done, it's going to be very interesting. And so this is the first one that I'm making from one of his materials, you know, actually from one of her materials, to be fair. Okay. He's got his daughter, which I think is really cool. He's got his daughter involved in the business, and she's starting to do her own pours. She does her own pours.
I remember reading something about that. Yeah.
Right. And that's really cool to have your family, you know, join you in your business. That is really, really interesting, you know. So far, none of my kids are doing any pen turning, so it's just me.
Okay, let's talk about some serious stuff. The heart of the pen, the nib.
Okay.
I mean, you can have the most beautiful pen in the world, but if that heart is not functioning properly, in my opinion, you have nothing.
Right.
So
right.
What you do is you buy these nibs, gold, steel, titanium, whatever, and you make sure that they're already tuned right. So your customer is going to get a win-win, a really great writing experience. You have to, you know, your name's on the line. You're here. It's either do or right. So what you're doing, and I want everybody to know it again, Mike is paying for this out of his own pocket. He's having each of these nibs tuned. No cost to you. None. Zip. Zero. So how can you not step forward and say, good looking pen, a great affordable price. The nibs are definitely affordable. If I want to jump out of the box and get a gold or a Bach, depending on size, yes, I'm going to have to eat a little more, but that's okay. Are not your pens worth your time? Yeah.
Right.
That's what we're here for. We have this thing about our pens.
Right.
They're family, they're personal, right? So we want to buy things that we are comfortable with, that makes us exciting, that make us feel great when we write with. That makes any sense? So that's what Mike does. He wants to make sure that heart is pumping the ink properly. And no cost to you. So back to Mike. Mike, are you going to have the Bach nibs and what sizes and Jovos and titaniums? Anything else I've missed?
No, I think you've got it all. I mean, with the pens now, like with these pens, when I make the pen, when I make the section, which is this piece here, this is the piece that the nib threads into, and this is the part that that sits on the end of the barrel. Here, I'll tell you what. I'll bring up a real pen because it's easier to see. This isn't even one of mine. This is a Pilot here. But the section here, this piece right here, when you make it, you have to choose whether it's going to be, the nibs are not interchangeable between brands. So this batch here that I'm making just happens to be made for Jovo number 6. But I can also I can change that if you really want to. But for the most part, when I make a pen, I choose one way or the other. Now, when you're doing a custom pen, you can say I want Bach or Jovo, and when I make pens, I choose like the next batch of pens, like these the Japanese ones, the ebonite pens I'm going to make, I'll sit down and decide which way am I going to make the nibs, the sections, and I might choose on those to do the Bach. I've got both brands in stock. I have both. Both of them. I have as many finishes as I can find. I think I've got only gold and steel for Yovo, but I have gold, steel, bicolor, rose gold in Bach. And those are all the steel nibs. I mean, those are all the plated steel nibs. And so they're all basically the same class of nib, and they're all going to be, that's what you get by default. And that's part of that price I was mentioning, okay? You get one of those, you choose which size you want. If you would want a broad or an extra fine or whatever, you just pick which size you want. And again, whether you want steel or gold plated or whatever, that's all just whatever you choose. All right. But anything beyond that is just whatever you would like. I mean, I know we have some people like gold, and so it's easy enough to buy gold. They're just more expensive. It'll just be whatever the extra price is for the nib. It'll just be added on. That's all. So it's easy to get the different sizes, and I can get special grinds as well. So if you need special grinds.
Before I went into the hospital, you saw one of our buddies at Penn with another section. So later, if he wants to get a gold nib for that section, I think it was for a Bach or something.
Right. I've had back, there was a couple groups of pens ago, but actually in this last batch of the ebonite pens, I made a pen, and I made it with and sent it with a number 6 Bach steel nib, and I can't recall what finish it had, but whatever. It was a steel nib, which is nice. I mean, I guess part of the thing is I don't want to be, there's no such thing. I like steel nibs. I mean, they're, when they're well tuned like these are, they write really well. But some people just like gold. I mean, it's like anything, right? And this person though, he wasn't quite ready to pay for the gold nib, because a gold nib, the Bach number 8 gold nibs, the bigger gold nibs, are like in the $200 range, which is more than the pen really at this point. So what I did is I made an additional section. Again, there's usually a charge. I usually charge $20 or something like that for another section, but I can make multiple sections. So in his case, he has a section that will do a number 6 Bach, the steel nib that he bought, and another section which will do a number 8 Bach nib. And I'm not unique. Other makers will do that too. You can get a section made when you're buying custom pens like that. That's one of the advantages. If you really like to play around with different nibs, you could get a section made for a Bach number 6. You could get another section made for a Yovo number 6, and you could get another section made for a Bach number 8, and or whatever kind of nib you want to get. So all those things are possible. That's, again, with custom pens, you can get pretty much anything you want.
But let's go back to what you said, so people didn't think negative about the pens. The nib, a gold nib may cost more than the pen. That
Right.
doesn't mean that the pen's cheap or not worthy of a gold nib. It just depends on you. I prefer gold nibs. If I could afford it, I'll get one. If not, I'll get a regular one. But I can assure you, and I'll stand with Mike, that his pens are quality. He makes sure of that. So yeah, if you want to go on nib, go for it, baby. You only live one time. You might as well rock and roll with the right pen, right? So if I was to get a gold nib, I don't think I have yet, have I, Mike?
You have one in progress.
Okay, but
Yeah,
mine,
we'll say that. Okay.
the largest nib I can get, right?
Yeah, that would be, and here's a pen that I have, one of my pens. This again, this is one I made. This is this was an experimental pen, but this has a Bach number 8 gold in
Look at that
medium.
beautiful jewel. Look at it. Imagine that as a diamond on your ring, finger, or any finger you want. Wow.
And this one has been tuned as well, and it's a very nice writer. I mean, again, some people really, I think it's, well, I don't want to make fun of anybody or whatever, or down talk anything. There's, gold nibs are nice. When you buy something that's made out of gold, it's nice. The material itself by itself is more expensive. And that's the main reason that they're so much more expensive. Gold is just a lot more expensive than steel, to make things with. And it also has an ebonite feed, which is another plus. Some people really like the ebonite feeds because
Yes.
they put the ink in better.
Right.
This one was an experimental pen. I guess I could mention that too. When I made it, it will accept a larger. It will accept the new. It happens to have a. I think this is a standard international cartridge in it now. But this pen is made with a little more girth in the internal dimensions, so it will accept the new TWSBI converters that are twice as big. So that's another thing you can do, right? So this will, I think the normal international converter, which is what this has in it, will do like 0.8 milliliters, and the TWSBIs are like 1.6 or 1.5. They're twice as big. They still fit, it'll accept either one. And I guess, again, I don't want to, I'm such a, I'm an ink person too. I like inks a lot, and I have a pretty short attention span. So I don't really need pens that have, ginormous capacities, because I usually want to switch inks more often. So it doesn't hurt me, but some people, that's very important to be able to get more ink into a pen, because maybe they write a lot and they write all day and they don't want to run out of ink. So that's a good thing.
So before we go, do you have anything else you want to add, Mike?
No, I think we pretty well touched it. I mean, the big thing is there'll be some new pens. So if you're interested, you can look at what I have in stock now. You can go to my Instagram account. It's MIGHKE42, or you can go to my website, mikespenfun.com. And either one of those, you can see my existing pens. I tend to do more of my interactions on the Instagram account. So if you go to Instagram and go into MIGHKE42, you'll see, for example, I just posted today the picture of all the new blanks I got from Jonathan Brooks.
Right.
And I've had more than one person look at that when I post them, mainly because it's just fun to show people what the cool things are, that like things that Jonathan Brooks makes. But it's also cool. Sometimes people look at it and go, yeah, that one, the third one from the top, make me a pen out of that. And it's happened more than once.
Yeah, that's like me.
Yeah, which is fun. It's fun to do that too. And so if you're interested, if you look at it, you go, wow, that blank right there is really what I want. You can say, okay, pick that one out. It's like picking your lobster out of the tank when you go in the restaurant, right? You get to pick out the one you want, and there you are. You get exactly what you want.
Okay, folks.
Anyway, so
let me go ahead and finish this up.
Sure.
Now, tonight's my first night to do one of these. And
I'll come back.
I am not back full yet. It's going to be a while. Okay. How long? I don't know, but I'm going to try to make it as much as I can. And but anyway,
I'm trying to make him behave, but it's not working real well.
I know, Jake, you've got a big task there trying to keep Larry under control, and that's good luck. You're a saint.
So, but this is what I love. This is what I enjoy doing. This is just me, and I just want people to know that and understand that I haven't been on Facebook. I haven't been on Facebook Messenger. I haven't been on any social medias. I plan to, but it's going to be slow. I'm going to try to get on maybe Facebook Messenger tomorrow. I have a bunch of messages, and I don't know if I can contact everyone. I mean, they're a bunch, like get some carrots and throw them in the street. But anyway, it's like, but if I don't get to you, it means I don't appreciate your support and your prayers and everything you've done for me. I just can't, I don't have that energy yet. But when I do, you'll see me bouncing again. But
and Larry, I'll jump in here for a moment and just say, on behalf of everybody, take your time, do your health, pay attention to that, take care of yourself, come back to us healthy and strong, and don't try to do it too early and delay your return. We want you back fit and fiddle good. Okay. I know I've said that to you many times, but
Yes.
and Jake, you need to try to help him remember that.
Yes.
Try to take care of yourself. We want you back healthy. That's what we want. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll let you go on.
That's all right. Yeah, I needed to bring Mike back because Mike has these beautiful pens. I thought he needed to bring them out and let you all know that, hey, look what I got. And I think they're awesome because they are awesome. So be
My network is.
so let me add this. When I get a pen from somebody, let's say Mike, I'll use him as a goat. Okay. It better come like I want it. I'm going to be upset. Right? Yeah. I want to enjoy my pen. I don't want to send my pen back. And that's what he does. He makes sure everything, quality control, is taken care of. Isn't that right, Mike?
Yep. And if you ever have any complaint at all, by all means, talk to me immediately and I will make it straight. I've been lucky so far, but I stand behind my pens for sure.
Okay. Also, I want to bring up that I have a few people, a lot, that are going to be coming on Zoom, and I'm going to try, not promise, fulfill that obligation. I don't know how many I can do, but I'm talking with Mr. Announcer. I plan on doing it. So if you see a blank screen, I'm there. I just not showing my beautiful face, but that's going to be happening still. Also, to Mike Riggs, his pen will be coming up very, very soon. I think I did a mail call on it a while back. But when you see Mike's pen, okay, Mike Green here has been doing pens, what, 9 months?
And I'm still learning. I've still got a long way to go.
And now we're talking Mike
Riggs.
Yeah. Talking Mike Riggs, which would, I don't know how many, 10, 15, 18, I don't know how many years, you're going to see the difference. But you're going to see more than just a difference, the way he's putting these pins together. That's the whole secret. I mean, Mike Riggs is amazing. Is he high end? Yes. Do you get what you pay for? Yes. You get all the bells and whistles? Yes. I think. In a custom pen? Yes. But now, we go back to Mike right here, Mike Green. 8, 9 months, and look where he's at now. I'm thinking by the end of the year, I expect to see a whole lot more out of Mike, and he plans on it. We've been talking a little bit about this and that, so I'm not going to say anything yet till it finally happens. But there's some stuff coming out, right? Because you know what? That's his passion. This is Mike's passion right here. His passion, right? This is his dream. He's living the dream. Oh, and Mike.
Time to go short.
Yeah, okay. I got to cut that out. Okay. So, I think it's time to go before I get back into the hospital or the psychiatric ward or something. Oh, but okay, folks. Hey, it's been nice having Mike on and talking about these pens that you will be seeing. I don't know how many are going to come back, but I tell you what, Mike stays busy making pens, and they're pretty much gone out the door when people see them. That's true. They'll say, ooh, I want that pen. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Oh, gotta have it. Have a night.
You need to shut down now.
Okay, I gotta go. But anyway, so my friends, peace, love, and we'll see you soon. And Mike, thank you for joining me and sharing your dream.
Thank you for having me. Welcome back.